Welcome to Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, a space to connect with spiritual insights, open-minded perspective, and healing transformation. Hosts Kelley Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy are working evidential psychic mediums, spiritual teachers, and published authors who are coming together in friendship and teamwork to serve through the energy of spirit, healing, and animal communication. Each week, we invite you to join in a mixture of candid discussions, visits from guests and experts, intuitive development, and live readings to encourage everyone while exploring their multifaceted spiritual path. Come ready with questions and curiosities. And now, here are your hosts, Cheryl Murphy and Kelley Eckhart.
Welcome everyone to our show today. Welcome for everyone logging on. I see those beautiful people already, Bernadette and Eric, just the two who are on before me and you, Kelley. I'm going to say hi to them.
I love it. Hello, everybody. Hello. And Eric Diesel. Hello. And there's all kinds of people online. So thank you guys.
I know. Welcome to our show today. You're watching Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. I'm Cheryl Murphy and I'm with Kelley Eckhart. And we are streaming live with Sacred Spiral Networks. We are live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and other podcast platforms. We want to welcome you to our show today. It's really such an interesting topic. So I know that you're going to like it, especially because I know that everyone has had a déjà vu moment, and that's our topic today, reincarnation and past lives. But first, let me say hello to Kelley. Hey, Kelley, how are you today?
I am great. I am great. I want to say hello to Angela, who's here again. Hi, Angela. Thank you for joining us.
Aw.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Angela,
everybody.
Thank you for joining us. And really, Kelley and I, we love this topic. We wanted to bring it back on because every time we have it on, Kelley, we could do another hour, right? We could.
It's my favorite subject. Yes. Oh, and look, we have Kels Garrick from New Zealand. Hello. I have friends in New Zealand. My friend Marie, she lives there. I want to go visit her.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. And look, we want to ask our audience about, have you had déjà vu before? Like, have you ever met someone, Kelley, I'll ask this to you. Have you ever met someone and it just clicked? Like you just get along so well, you kind of know, you know them before, with just having met them.
That was how it was with Allison.
Oh, I thought you might say that.
So, and kind of with you too. I just sort of felt like I clicked and like we just sort of like gelled. Yeah, I don't run into that often. And I will be honest with you, I have never like made friends really well. Like as a child, I was kind of a weird kid. And so I have several childhood friends. They're all on one hand that I made over the years, mostly in my teens, because I didn't make too many friends as a young child. And then as an adult, it's almost impossible to make adult friends. So you're one of them. I consider you a friend, Cheryl.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah, it's difficult, I think. And so when you meet that person, there's a soul connection, right?
Definitely. And definitely. I mean, I can tell you I just met a photographer actually when I was getting some headshots done, and give a shout out to Travis and Burbank. But look, we clicked. It's just like meeting a friend, it's like, why is this gelling? Why are we vibing? That's what it feels like when you feel someone, you're like, wow, I feel so comfortable around them. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And do you believe in reincarnation in past lives?
I absolutely believe in reincarnation in past lives.
And do you remember?
Yeah, I definitely believe. Well, look, I know I had a past life with a girlfriend of mine. We were in Brazil, standing in a building, which was a hotel at the time, but it had been a convent. And from many years ago, 100 years ago, whatever, she and I are in this hotel in this one room, and all of a sudden we both are transported back into being nuns in this convent, and we understand the rooms of the convent, and it's just amazing. I mean, that was
Yes,
really a memorable past life experience, I do
that
want to
is
say,
pretty
but
cool.
yeah,
That is
very
pretty cool.
cool.
I actually remembered them at birth, like several of them. I don't know the timelines, except for the most recent one. I know is the one I was last, and I know it was 1957 when I died, and I was a nurse, and I know I was murdered in near Hollywood. And I believe it was actually in Fraser Park, because there is a nurse that was murdered in Fraser Park, kind of how I felt like I was murdered and driving the car that I remember.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it wasn't, all the details weren't exact, but I don't remember all the details. I just remember who I was, and it was after my shift on my way home.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's like
And
a real recent past life.
yeah, and what's so interesting is that I believe, because I was the same age, around the same age as my mom, and I worked in a hospital, and I believe I was acquaintances with my mom. I'm not kidding. In
Oh.
that past life. I mean, I don't know if that's true. It's just like a feeling. Or I've had a past life with my mom. It's just a feeling, you know?
Mhm, mhm. And one of our listeners, Sassy Shaz, definitely thanks for mentioning that. She loves the book Many Lives, Many Masters. So,
Yes.
just to bring it up for anyone, and for anyone who may not have read this book, believe
I
me,
haven't.
please read this book. Kelly, it is a page turner. It's by Brian Weiss, Dr. Brian
Yeah.
Weiss, Weiss, who is a
Mhm.
psychiatrist who had one of his patients, because he did not believe in this. He was very skeptical. He was a head of the Miami Psychiatry Hospital Board. He had a patient who actually, as he was treating her, because she had a numerous phobias of everything, he would take her into therapy, or she would come visit him, and she herself, Kelly, would go into past lives. And he didn't know what was happening at first. But then, of course, what happens is as she's retelling her past lives, her phobias are lessening.
Yeah.
She's getting through them. She's becoming
True.
healthier. And so
Yeah.
so that's when he started writing this book, Many Lives, Many Masters,
Yeah.
about this girl. And of course, he changes the name for privacy, but it's an amazing book for anyone that hasn't read it or listened
I'm
to it on
gonna have to
audio.
read it. And the way you
Yeah.
described it, I think I have read it, but as an audio book while driving.
Mhm,
Because I
mhm.
listened to a lot of his audiobooks, but it was over 10 years ago. So I do
Oh,
think I have read it, but as an audiobook, so it's worth
oh,
another, maybe on my drive home.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's just a great book for anybody interested in, working in intuition, working with mediumship and altered
Mhm.
states. It really
Yeah.
does teach you how you can go into an altered state quite
Mhm.
easily and still be very
Yeah.
comfortable. It
Yeah.
reminds you that you are in control of your faculty, you know? And if you
Yeah.
don't want to be hypnotized, you don't have to be hypnotized.
So that's so interesting, because one of the things I am looking to learn is hypnotherapy, but not to be
Oh.
like a traditional hypnotherapist.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
want to use it when I'm teaching to
mhm,
help my students go into an altered state and show
mhm,
them what that feels like.
mhm. Well,
And I've seen another
yeah.
teacher do that, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. And so I'm like really looking for the
Oh,
right program. And I found one I
mhm.
think I might do, but it's in Australia.
Oh,
But
well,
I'm really fond of it. Yeah.
you'll have to go to Australia then. We'll be doing the
I
radio
might.
show from Australia.
Yeah. Right? That's what I was thinking.
But absolutely, hypnosis is a focused state of relaxation. So if anything, when we are under hypnosis, you're even more relaxed, you're even more aware, you're more clear, and you realize in that state, that altered state, you can come out of it anytime. So why not just relax and enjoy it? Okay. But it's a lovely way, I think, to, experience past lives.
So when I go and get my massages often lately, I have been going into an altered state and having these interactions with spirits. Like in my massage, I had one with my praying mantis.
Yes.
And I recently had a very profound experience about 2 weeks ago, where I met my future grandson.
Ah.
Now, I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but I met RJ before he was born, about 3 months before I even got pregnant. I met him in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Aiden. I don't recall meeting my daughter, but I do meet the boy spirits. I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, I met him and he introduced himself and said he was my future grandson. Oh, and I thought, who the heck are you? Because I don't know who he looks like. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So interesting. So that was interesting. And he felt familiar, like I had met him before. So like maybe past life thing.
Oh. Amazing. Yeah. That is incredible. And I definitely have been, I've studied hypnotherapy. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. Yeah. And I used to take, in the beginning of my work as a medium and intuitive, I would take people on past life regressions. This is back when we were working in person, and this is back when I lived in Colorado. So I had my own place type of thing, and
you could set up the whole vibe.
Yeah, because you want to get the vibe. You want to get a good vibe, and it's very comforting, I think, for people. And then me I also benefit from it too, because I feel like in some way I'm back there with them, right? Yeah, and then you help guide them. And
yeah, I love that, Cheryl. I really want to learn that. So you've done that before. You'll have to tell me about your program, but I want to use it more for my students, for teaching.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm happy Kelley, how you'll always be drawn to the right people and the right place.
Yeah. Not sure if we're going to do readings today, KWZ. We're going to play it by ear and see how it goes, because we're really fascinated by the subject. And Cheryl and I, like we said, this could be like a 3-show subject. So we'll see how we feel. If we do, they'll be up after 4:30. We'll figure it out then. Yeah.
And then also, have you ever been in a building or, something outside, or when you travel? I mean, have you ever experienced the same, like I've been here before, as soon as you put your feet on the ground, what have you, I've been here.
I was in an RV with my husband, and it was my first time driving through from, we were driving from Arizona, all from the beginning of Arizona, like the bottom, all the way to Nevada, to Vegas. And we were going through these, like this beautiful, like, just grasslands and hills and area. And I made him pull over because I had been there before and I needed to touch the ground. And I got out of the RV and he's looking at me like I'm whacked. And I'm like, I died here before. Like, I knew it. I had this vision of me dying there. And I was a Native American. And I was incredible on that land. And I had never been there before. I'd never seen this land before. It was my first time ever going in this part of like the world, like the country, And I was like, pull over. I know this spot. Like, I have to touch the ground. Yeah. So I've definitely had that feeling before. And it's so intense, isn't it?
It is. And, you're reminding me of places where I've been to, and they've made me weep, because it was so sacred, or I feel like I had a life there, and it just takes your breath away, truly. I mean, these are the kinds of moments that I know you and I have where, I mean, it could be nothing else. It's like, I just can't, I know too much for this not to be.
It's where I'm from or something. Yeah.
Déjà vu.
Here's one that's a little out there, because my brain goes a little out there.
Right.
What if we had a past life as not from this universe? Has anybody had memories or visions of maybe that they were alive in another time, another era, but a different type of dimension, perhaps like an alien dimension, like another planet? I'm just curious.
Like Lemuria or Atlantis.
Lemurian, right? or Atlantis, like underwater. Yeah, like underwater, like under the, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just curious if anybody's had any visions of anything like that. I know I haven't exactly had a vision of that, but I've had a deep trance where I went into what I thought had been my angels, and they were then showed themselves or revealed themselves not as my angels. And this wasn't my white circular classroom. It now became this beautiful, they were beautiful light beings, and they were from another universe. So I had been calling them angels my whole life, but now I knew they weren't just my angels. They were actual light beings from another planet. And they kept saying, we know that don't forget. And I kept saying, what am I supposed to know? But I think what they meant was I just felt like I was at home with them. So I wondered if that's where I'm from in another life too.
Nice.
I know that's out there, but we could be out there.
Well, we can also talk about future lives, right? I mean, having past lives in the future, from the future, like we have had dreams or, precognitions or other memories of us living in the future, and maybe not even looking the same. Maybe we look futuristic or what have you, but absolutely, why not the future? Why not have future lives? And that's another thing to consider when you're in your hypnotherapy, right?
Well, and I strongly believe that we can have these lives concurrently, past, present, future, all happening at the same time. And we're able to tap into that knowledge, that universal knowledge from the past, from our future self as well. And I believe we can do that. It's really just an intention and a thought. And I have had a vision of a future life my entire life, since as long as I could remember. I used to, at night, I always say I never slept as a kid because I was astro traveling everywhere. And so at night I would go to this future life and I was me, but in a different lifetime and in a different universe. And nobody spoke words. Everybody spoke telepathically and nobody really touched the grounds. We all could like hover or float or like spirits, but it wasn't a spirit world. It was very peaceful. And I had a whole life there, and I was growing up at the same time there as I was here. I haven't been to that universe or that timeline in my dreams in the last probably 10 years. I don't know why, but I used to go in there all the time. I imagine maybe I died in that life. I don't know, because it stopped happening, but I used to go there all the time at night when I was sleeping.
How amazing. How amazing. And look, let's see what Bernadette says. She had a past life another life as an alien in a pod. It was a rebirth. The ship was overlooking the earth. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's fascinating. See, and I wonder how many people are afraid to talk about those stories. Because I've been afraid.
Yeah. Well, truly, past life, future lives, we are understanding that everything is happening in the present moment. So we use the words like past and future to be able to talk about this topic along
for our human mind to understand
a timeline, right?
Yes,
right.
Because that's the only way like we can grasp the concept. But I like to think of the timeline as a circle, and there is no beginning and there is no end, and there is different points on this circle. That's how I've been shown it and feel it, and that there is no like they're all happening at the same time. And it's just like we're all drawing on the same beautiful energy.
Right, right. And I've always looked at it as vertical rather than horizontal as far as other lifetimes.
And really soul groups. Somebody just mentioned that too, Labyrinth, about soul groups. Now, I think Allison was a soul group and you're a soul group and Jules is part of my soul group on this spiritual journey. Like I was meant to meet you guys, that we'd had interactions in other lives and chose to come back and meet up at this time in life.
Wow.
To be there to support and like help each other and teach each other.
Yes, of course. Right. And Angela is mentioning like parallel lives, and it's absolutely true. I mean, I still to this day have moments during my day where I feel I'm existing or living in another parallel life, doing this other thing, this other chore or project, or being a medium in another lifetime. Simultaneously. And if I ever need information, so to speak, I can reach through the ether, so to speak, back in that time in history and retrieve that knowledge to help me answer or study or move forward.
So I've been going through some difficult things this summer. I think I've shared a little bit with you. I won't share it publicly, but I was speaking to my past, my present, my future. Like I was talking to all my parts of myself in a meditation, as well as on my spirit team, and asking for guidance and asking for help. And I got guidance and I followed it, and it seems to be like helping.
Oh, it's great.
So sometimes, trusting, it seemed like silly, but I'm like, okay. Oh, is there a multiverse? Where'd it go? Multiverse dimension. That's really pushing my brain here, but I'm going to say, why not? I mean, is not anything infinite, unlimited? Like there could be unlimited of these universes, right? And dimensions. And we are so far behind, intellectually behind a lot of these is my belief. that I think we are the reason we have so many UFO sightings, and so much of this is that they are studying us. They are trying to understand us. And I believe that they're here to try to help us. But
Yeah.
I also have heard stories where they're maybe not so friendly. And I don't know. My own feeling, I just feel like they're here to really help us and push us on our own journey and try to help us not destroy ourselves in the world.
So look, let's talk about aliens and extraterrestrials for a moment, or let's just talk about it for right now and see, because as far as having contact and these
That's good.
encounters, I believe that they're already here. I mean, that we're already meeting them. We know extraterrestrials.
I believe it
have
too.
friends. I have
Yes.
friends who are out of the closet, so to speak, like full on, extraterrestrial. And when you look at these, not everybody, but when you do look at people who may be very aware, they can, if they want, they can create different impressions of a vision or a face, we'll call it that, or you may see them look like something else other than human. But I do believe that the majority of them are very, very nice people. So I'm always excited when I meet star seeds, as you mentioned, aliens,
Right.
extraterrestrials, right?
And then I get asked this question a lot. And why are we born, like most people, not all, not remembering the past, not remembering our other lives, not remembering our time in spirit? Because I remember these things, and why was I gifted that memory and others not? I wondered, and I believe that we've all had some encounter with aliens to some extent in our life, but it's been wiped of our memory. That while we're going to bed at night, I think that maybe sometimes we've been taken up to be studied and brought back without a knowledge. So I wonder why we don't get to remember these things. Have you ever thought about that?
I think it's kind of the thing is, I think if you go looking for it, or if you are open to it, it's more accessible for you. I have had experiences where I can look at people and not intending to, Kelly, and maybe you've done this too, look at people and all of a sudden you see a past life for them.
Yeah, it happens all the time for me. Yeah. And the minute they walk in my room when I'm about to do a reading, I can see all of it, but I don't give it unless I feel they're open or they're wanting that.
I remember seeing a person, it's incredible how it fits together after a while, or I had another person where I said, hey, did you ever feel, that you were in the Civil War at, any time in your life? Like, did you ever feel that? Or do you have a like about history? Do you have an interest in Civil War history? And they'll tell me, absolutely. I feel like I lived, and all of a sudden it just starts clicking, because I told them I had seen them in this, uniform, for example, and they're like, oh my God, me too. And so I think when you and I, Kelly, can bring it forward for some people who are interested in it,
and it will ring through. They're open to it. Yes.
And they're open to it.
Yes. What is that? It's reincarnation. Yeah. I just think all of it's fascinating to me. And what really fascinates me, and I really wish somebody would study this because there really isn't any studies on this, is I remember being born. I remember being in the womb. And to me, it was a universe. I was in this beautiful universe. It was like what you would picture, like the stars, right? I remember before I was even conceived, picking that woman as my mother, 13 years before I was ever born. And being 3 miscarriages. I can tell you that being born is very traumatic. Birth itself. It was so traumatic. I didn't want to come. It was also really cold. I remember that as soon as I was born, it was so cold. And so it was like somebody poured a bucket of ice over you. You come out and you're poured with ice. That's what it felt like. And I just remember it was like a horrible experience. So I can understand why we don't remember that. But I just want to know why I had that memory. How come? And I know there's people that have written books because everyone tells me that my story's I'm not alone. I've had a client from that found me to learn. He was from Oregon and he had the exact same experiences as me. And that's probably why he found me to come learn. Right. So I just, I want to know more. Why are they not studying that? I'm ready. UCLA, come study my brain, somebody. And the way I see things is differently. I recently found out, because I never really thought about it. When you say words, I see pictures.
Right.
So I'm hearing you with images. So that's why I'm so clairvoyant. And so everything anybody says, I'm getting a total visual on it. It's like, oh, don't say that. Like, I don't want to hear that if it's gory, right? So I wonder why the brain works this way, and if there was a way to break through and understand why I'm able to, and help other people understand like what it would happen if more people would remember things or have more insight.
Yeah, I've heard also of people when they hear with music, when they hear
Or
like your
colors.
yeah, or colors, it's a different type of sensory
Yes.
perception.
I don't know what it's called, but I just put it to words recently because I started analyzing how my thoughts work, because I always get images, and I'm like, and then I started like doing my own little like analyzing and writing down everything. I was like, everything comes to me in an image. That's why I'm always saying, don't tell me that story. It's horrible. I don't want to envision it. And why it's been so difficult to see the passings. And after RJ passed, I totally blocked that out when I connect with spirits. I don't want to see it. I just want to feel it, because it was so traumatic, because they were so vivid. So it's just interesting how our brains work, right?
Yeah. And look, Angela says, hear colors and see sounds. I've heard of that. Absolutely.
Synergy,
and so
or something, right? Synergy, or I think it's called. That's different, but because I think that's the seeing colors for like taste or smells. I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I've seen episodes and and documentaries on it, but just can't think of that word here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Do you want to do some past life readings?
Yeah, we could certainly go for it. Yeah, and look, let's not rule out animal past lives either, because some people have had, past lives as, the black jaguar, or, a pet like a dog or a bird, right? Or a horse, right? Those are more common, a tiger,
I think
a lion.
I was a horse.
Yeah.
A black stallion, because that's what I always, in deep meditations, I become this black stallion horse, and I run through timelines, and I see out of the sides of my eyes both timelines happening, and it's crazy. So I think I was a horse.
Yeah. And so look, when Kelly and I tune in to past life readings today, I mean, really it's to bring through whatever spirit's going to guide us to bring through. There it is. Thank you. It's called synesthesia. Yes.
Synesthesia. I can't
thank
say
you.
it.
Synesthesia. Thank you, Kelly.
Synesthesia. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah. Thanks, Kelly Brickle.
Kelly and Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I thought we could do some past life readings. I don't know. They might be kind of hard to do online, but it would be kind of fun with our subject. What do you think?
I think it's worth a go. I think we should go for it.
Yes, horses are my favorite to read, Angela. I love reading horses. They communicate so well when they're alive and in spirit. But when you're doing an animal reading, because I have a lot of horse clients. I don't know how I ended up with them, maybe because I love horses, but I have about 6 different clients who come to me about once or twice a year to tune into their living horses and help them with them. And so they're so open and they're so communicative. Like they just tell you what's going on and what's wrong and what they're annoyed with. And I find reading horses so beautiful. They're so in touch with us. I love that. So Andrew would like a past life, and Jennifer would like a past life, and so would Andrew. I thought I saw another one. And Kells Garrick also. You pick, Cheryl.
Well, I will start with Jennifer, because just to tell you, Jennifer, I felt a healer coming through right away. And I want to say, I do feel, I see you in the past life as being a nurse and being an aid to someone, but not like a hospital setting, but it is that feeling of health care, of wellness, of healing, and using tinctures and, essential oils or herbs. So now I'm wondering, so now that I'm bringing this, and I'm hearing like you helped many, many people, and this could have been also at a time where, or in a land where it was very arid and dry outside, and there's not much around. There's not a lot of landscape around, like perhaps desert or arid, as I mentioned. So now what I want to ask Jennifer is, Jennifer, do you ever feel like you were a healer in a past life? Do you ever, and in this lifetime, do you use alternative medicine? Thank you. Alternative medicines like tinctures and herbs and essential oils, because I do believe we bring into this lifetime past lifetimes that we enjoyed, right? And then sometimes we bring in things we need to learn lessons on, yes, but we bring through parts of those past lives that we want to live again or learn more about or experience.
Oh, I love that. And that's so funny that you said that about Jennifer, because I don't know who Joan of Arc is. I just know the name, and that just kept popping in my head that she has Joan of Arc energy and that she comes from this time. So when is Joan of Arc? Who is she?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know what that means, but it feels like a long time ago. It feels like the sandals are made of leather, and they're feels like Jesus time. And it feels like, yes, I don't know who Joan of Arc is, but she has this like warrior feeling, but also healer feeling, and just really having to live off of like what you have, which is the land. It's like there was no medicine. It was like you made your own medicine. That's the feeling I got with her. And that she feels like she took care of a whole, like a bunch of people. It wasn't just herself, like a whole like army or a universe, like, a community, right?
There's a beautiful movie called Joan of Arc with Ingrid Bergman. And for anyone that hasn't rented it yet, it's very good. Ingrid Bergman, Joan of Arc. It's a beautiful movie that teaches you about this amazing person. So Jennifer says, yeah, she heard voices. She heard voices, and they crucified her for that. But she was able to see. She was able to see a war happening, or who would win the war, and then she also saw like scripture, or things of a higher consciousness, and that they didn't like that part. So then they decided that was enough. But
she had a gift.
She had a gift. She had a gift. She was a channeler. Yeah, a channel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. So Jennifer says, I feel I have been a career and a healer in many lifetimes. I left school to look after the elderly. Now I care for my sons who have health complications and disability. Thank you. This resonates so much.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, I would like to do one for Kells Garrick, and I believe Kells earlier said they're from New Zealand.
Hi, Kells.
Which is where my best friend lives. And I just want you to know that my nickname is Kells. That's what my family calls me. My sister is Stace, and I'm Kells. When we were little, growing up, I was just Kells. Anyway, so I am kind of fond of that name. And right off the bat, Kells, I mean, I don't have what you look like or anything, but just energy from reading your name and your comments. I really feel like you come from a long time ago. I want to say a past life where, I'm just making sure I got this right. It feels like you were very, very like, what do you call, almost like you were like very religious, like a religious kind of background where you come from, like where you lived in like with the monks, things like that, where there wasn't a lot of talking and there was a lot of like meditating and a lot of, that type of stuff. It just feels like a very simple lifetime, but it was not an easy passing. And so I want to say that your passing, the passing feels to me like it was very traumatic. And so there would be, it feels like perhaps some fear in this lifetime of being enclosed in small spaces. So I don't know. Let me know if that makes sense. But that's what I'm feeling, like this very quiet lifetime, but with a very traumatic passing. And it left an impression on this lifetime. And I feel like you wouldn't like maybe enclosed spaces or crowds because of it. That's what I feel. Yeah. Let us know in the comments if that makes sense. Cheryl, if you got something different, go for it.
No, I may have something different because I kind of was listening in and out. So
well, I got 2 or 3 different ones. That's why I was going in and out too, trying to figure out which one I was going to go with. And I felt like that one was the most strong for me. But you might get a better one.
Well, I'll just go with what I got right away when I first started looking at Kells. Right away, I felt doctor with you, Kells. Like, I don't know if you're connected to medicine, but you, and not only were you a healer and treated people, but you're more of a science person or a researcher is how I'm feeling. Like you found cures, or you would find you would find the answer for people. And it wasn't always around chemicals and research, but it was around being, someone who studied medicine. I will say that. So I wonder if you understand that, because, people who like science or who are science minded, that's how I'm feeling, like tech, science, medicine, that feeling. Right.
Yeah, I kind of got something like that too, but I felt stronger with the one where it was like a quiet life, because the passing felt traumatic, but that one I felt too, but I didn't get much. So you got way more than I did.
Okay. And Jennifer said, Kelley, and for everyone, Joan of Arc is a patron saint of France, honored as a defender of the French nation. Thank you for looking that up.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Well, I hope it resonates. It's hard to do these on a live like this. It's so much better when you can see the person's face and you can read their energy, looking at them. Definitely, but you can still feel it. It's just different, I would say. Yeah.
Should we take some time and make announcements now?
For sure. I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Let's do our announcements now, just so we can make sure that we have plenty of time to do that. And that'll kind of let people, log on who still want a reading. We're working on past lives today. And really our topic today is reincarnation and past lives. And I mean, this is a splendid topic. I have to say it's right up there, Kelley, with some of the best shows that we've done.
It's my favorite topic. I'll tell you that. And I don't think we've ever done past life readings on the show before. So I thought, sounds like a good idea, right? Yeah.
Why don't you start, Kelley?
You want me to? Okay. Yeah. So I have coming up, I have my small group reading this Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everybody gets a reading, and I have 1 ticket left. Otherwise, I'll be sold out after that. I have in September 14th starting my psychic sit-ups. It's a development circle for 1 month. I teach it with Jules Davis, and it is 4 classes a week you could take. You could take 2, you could take 1, you could take all 4. It'll be Mondays, Thursdays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., 1 hour, 2 exercises each time. It's a lot of fun. We have people from all over the world that join, so you probably won't know all of them. And then I have my open mic night in the afternoon, actually an open mic afternoon on Sunday, September 20th. I'm still trying to fill the 30 spots. It's for my students, and it's just an opportunity for you to be read by students. Not everybody is read, but a lot of people will be chosen. I keep it small. There'll be 6 students doing the readings this time, and it's $10 to join. That's just to ensure you show up, because whenever I offer free, people sign up, and then half of them don't show up, and it's kind of a bummer. So I figure if I add the $10 fee, they'll show up. That's what I have going on. It's minimal right now. You go for it, Cheryl.
I do want to tell everyone, look, Kelley's open mic, because I was able to join her last time on open mic night. And I got to tell you, if you haven't participated in an open mic night with Kelley, it's lovely. It's organized, Kelley. I love it. Your students are so motivated to help people. The messages are loving. Just really, it's such a positive experience. And to know that, you could be a part of that we could be a part of helping students, practice and connect is really a joy. Thank you for having them.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah. And again, it's open to your students if they want to join. I think this one in September is booked, but the November has a couple slots left.
Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you.
And I try to keep it to 6 so that everybody gets a turn.
Oh, it's great. That's great. So for my upcoming events, everyone, I really want you to go to my website on my events page. It's mediumcheryl.com. But I have some really great upcoming events. My next one is going to be August 27th, an online event. It's called an Evening of Healing Messages, and that is an event I'll be sharing with Thomas John. So please join us for this beautiful event of delivering messages of hope and providing evidence that your loved ones are near. And really, it's a beautiful event. And the people that show up are amazing. So I want to thank everyone who does come or comes back because, it's quite a strong energy, those events. So this one is August 27th. Join us online. And then, of course, I always have my memberships, my Healing Prayer Circle memberships, which is just a few dollars to join me on Sundays. That kind of helps provide the money and the funding to back that up. Where we meditate, we talk about angels and guides. It's such a lovely group.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. The Healing Prayer Circle, and then
Yeah.
also my energy transformation sessions, which is also a membership. But like we talk about the aura, or we talk about removing blocks. We talk about how to strengthen your energy field and how to be aware of what your own energy is. So I think that's kind of like an educational class and we have little homework exercises, but
Oh, I
look,
love
they're
that.
both fun. And I have many students that come to both. So please join me for that. And
That's
you can find
beautiful.
out all that information on my website.
And I just want to mention one more thing. I have spiritual quizzes on my website, and I always forget to share about them or tell people. They're just for fun. I created them. And there's all kinds of different quizzes. I'm going to put the link here in the comments. If you just want to have fun, you don't have to put in your contact info or anything like that. It's just you can get a 3-card pull. You can get a astrology report. Like, I made a whole bunch of them. They're really a lot of fun. Anyways, check them out if you'd like. That was my other thing I wanted to share, and I forgot.
Terrific,
So you
terrific.
pick somebody now for past life.
Well, if I can pick someone from Instagram, Kelly, because she was actually asking. So she's like, hey, how do we get a past life reading? And her name's is Vibes by Lala, I think, if that's right. So
I love the names, but they're hard to say.
yeah, Kelly, I don't know if Brickle, I don't know if you can help me post that so Kelly can see, but it's Vibes by Lala. How do we get a past life reading? So I don't know if you can post that to our screen here for Kelly Eckhart.
So if you copy it and paste it, you can paste it in the comments. So let me find you.
I can't really paste anything.
It doesn't let you?
Paste.
Oh, okay. Mine lets me.
Yeah, I know.
Or you can put it in the comments to Kelly and she could paste it.
Oh, that's a good idea if I can do that.
Why can't I find you? I'm logged in and it doesn't show you as live right now.
I put it on private.
Oh, so nobody could see you? You're live?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, I put the link in private. Are you not seeing me live?
No, I'm not. I'm looking for you. It says you're live, but I just wasn't showing in my lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So it's who is it? Did you found the comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And yeah, so did she paste it in?
Yeah, she went Vibes. She didn't copy
there
and
it
paste
is.
Just the hello, but that's fine. Just your name.
I'm putting it in so I could see it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. So she says, how do we get a past life reading? Well, Vibes by Layla. We're going to give you one right now. And what you want me to start, Cheryl, or you want to start?
Sure. Would you want you start, Kelly?
Okay, this is hard. I've never done it like this before, and I'm kind of liking this. It's kind of cool. So right off the bat, I do feel like you were more of a I want to say you have a past life where you were kind of important. I feel like they're possibly royalty of some sorts. Like, I feel like you come from a place where you're kind of in charge. People were there for you. You had, you feel like a leader. You feel like somebody who came from a past life where you were a leader and you had, what do you call that? A kingdom. I want to go back, and it feels kind of like, I want to say like in Asia somewhere, right? That's where I'm seeing, because I feel a lot of beautiful art, and like the way that they decor way back a long time ago when they had the big kingdoms and everybody was warriors. You feel like you had a lot of like warriors that were there party. It's just like a kingdom. That's what I don't know. I'm not good with history, guys, so I'm just telling you what I see. And I feel like it really, like, you kind of take on that leadership role in this lifetime. And I feel like you would probably be like management in your job and just kind of like running things in your life, because you really took on those skill sets in this life. That's what I feel like. You use them in the greatest way. That's the feeling I get. What do you get, Cheryl?
Well, I love everything you just said, Kelly. I mean, wow, it is awesome. I mean, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Vibes by Lala? She's like, "Mom, I can't believe it."
But
So
I mean, let us know in the comments too if you understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, let us
What
know
you
if it
understand.
resonates with you too. I mean, this is, asking if you guys understand the information coming through as well. So look, very interactive today. But look, Vibes by Lala. You know what I got for you? I got an animal. And I didn't even get a human. So I love what Kelly said, but I'm going to go animal. And I felt like a leopard, I felt like someone who, like a leopard who had a family, who grew up and had a beautiful full life as this animal. But I think you have the qualities of this leopard, meaning you're very quiet at times, or perhaps you have that keen sense of vision, right? Where you are very sensitive to sights and sounds, like you move slowly, cautiously, and carefully, if we think of how a leopard may move. But also, you're also a defender when you need to be. And I do want to tell you that I think you're very connected to animals in this lifetime. So that's where I'd like to hear from you. Can you understand that, please? So let us know. Vibes by Lala. Thanks. Let us know.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Great. You pick the next one. Or did you pick that one?
I picked this one.
I'll pick the next one and you read. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You go first. You go first. Okay.
Okay. Who are you going to pick this time here?
I know so many Kellys today. That's what another Kelly said. Past life reading. I saw somebody up here I wanted to pick, and I'm just scrolling up till I get to them. And hopefully they're still on here. Deborah Pruden at 4:41 p.m. I'd like to hear about my past lives.
Hi, Deborah.
So are you still here, Deborah? Let us know in the comments, because we'd love to read for you. Cheryl's going to start it off.
Yeah. Hi, Deborah. So this is how I'm hearing it for you in a past life. And this is just one of many past lives. Hi, she's here. But I did feel you to be like a scholar or an orator, or someone who was very, we'll say, intellectual, someone who was very more of a teacher, like well-educated, a scholar, as I mentioned, someone who would lead or who would write books. This is how I'm hearing it for you. So I'm wondering if that resonates with you. Like you were more of the leading edge. You were more of a pioneer in your field. And I just heard science and history. So I'm wondering if you connect with those in some way as well. So Kelley.
So Deborah, I get you were in one of these past lives. I get you were a man, not a woman. And I get that you were an important part of, I don't know what you would call it. All my words are coming out wrong, so I'm sorry. A kingdom, like you were an important part of the kingdom. And I do get that you were a scholar, you were very intelligent, but you were more part of, like, I want to say the king's. Oh, look at that. You were part of the king's, what do you call that group, or the core people he would go to talk about like strategy and war and things like that. Back in the day, it kind of reminds me of like King Arthur times. Everybody rode around on horses, and, and they had the long swords, like Renaissance, like swords, whenever that was. Yeah. But it feels like you were close to the king, and you were part of the planning committee, whatever you call those people that really give him advice and help him plan like the wars and decide what's going to happen. And the reason you were is because you were so worldly and knew so much about all of the different continents because you had traveled so much in your lifetime. So I feel like you were very knowledgeable about all the different cultures and the different kingdoms and how things were run and how, like, you know, the geography was and where would be the best place to set up for a war and all of that so that you guys would win. That's the feeling I get. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I'm loving that. I absolutely, I'm very interested in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very interested in that.
That's what I've seen. But very, very, what do you call it? Somebody who's very good at planning, very good at,
planning.
Yeah. Not just
strategist.
Strategist. Yes. Thank you. That's the word, strategy. That was what she was really good at. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're probably still really good at that strategy part too. You're probably really good at helping children that are struggling come up with a strategy that works for them. Yeah.
So let's see. Anybody else that you're being drawn to? Like, I could just keep picking names, but
Kellyanne Washino. And
thank you. Thank you for that.
Visual, that one too. We could do both those. We probably could get two more. We'll do this one first, then Kellyanne.
Okay.
Okay.
So our Native American friend?
Yeah.
Where did that person go?
If we can put that Native American one about if they were Native American back up, Kelly, that would be great. You had them up. There we go. For visual arts, Lawson, 2296. My turn.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I'm going to say yes. You had a past life as a Native American, 100%. I feel it. More than one past life. I know that in one of them you were a medicine woman, and then in another one you had a different role. I'm not quite sure I understand what this role is, but it almost like policing people. Like you were the one in charge of when somebody broke the rules in the community, or, you know, coming up with almost like the jury and the judge. That's what you were in another life. So I would say that those two skill sets are real important in your life this time. Like you would be really good with, I would say, healing people naturally, or coming up with natural remedies. Like you just have this natural instinct of what you need and what you need to heal. And also you're really big about, you know, doing things like like following the rules. Like you really like to follow the rules, and it's not necessarily about what the laws are. It's more about what your heart tells you is right. That's how you live your life. But you do have, I want to say, some fears of, I feel like, water and knives. And I'm going to say, because it feels like there was a traumatic past thing that had to do with water and knives. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments, please. And I'm going to pass this to you, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so look, yes, you were a Native American. I did feel many past lives as a Native American. One of them was that, like, the chief of the village who would tell the community when to pick up and relocate and where to camp, and that type of feeling. So I also feel that you were a small boy in a lifetime, and there was a very happy childhood. And I'm wondering if you have children now in this lifetime, because I just feel such a love of children with you. Perhaps you liked that lifetime so much that you have children, you know, that type of feeling where you understand the joy, but you were very well cared for. You love that lifetime. I mean, that was like a happy memory for you. But once again, yes, many, many lifetimes. So that was a good reading from both of us, Kelly, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome. That was fun.
Reiki.
And then we're going to do past life reading if possible. Well, we're going to do one more. We said, sorry, Albert, we're going to do Kellyanne Washino, because I feel really drawn to her, and I just have to tell a little story real quick, but then I'm going to let you go first. So okay. Kellyanne, the reason I'm picking her is because I feel like it's synchronicity. As a child, I had a best friend when I was 3, 4, 5 years old who lived in the back house, and we lived in the front house in Venice, or Santa Monica more. And her name was Kellyanne, and I was Kelly Diane. And every time I see her name, I think of that girl. And I haven't seen her since I was 4 or 5 years old. I have no idea what happened to her. But anyways, I just felt like it was synchronistic, and I had to read for her. So that's why I picked her name. But I'm going to let you go first, and then I'm going to tap in.
Okay. So when I tap into your energy, Kelly, I do feel a politician with you. It's how I felt. I felt a politician, kind of a governor role of authority, but a politician, someone who made law. If that makes sense for you, someone who wrote, if you're a writer, but someone would go look more towards like for the people, right? It's for the people. You're helping people. I do believe a fair politician, but I do believe somehow like no one else is around to do it, so you're doing that job is how I feel it, and it's natural and you're good for it. That's kind of my very short past life reading for Kellyanne, but I do want to hand it over to you, Kelly. What do you get?
Yeah, I really love that you got that. For Kellyanne, I'm also getting, I do like you talked about the, what, say it again, an attorney or something you said,
An
like law?
attorney, politician, a governor.
Politician. Yeah, and I was getting I'm getting Little House on the Prairie vibes. I'm getting a living off grid, like there's no electricity, there's no plumbing, and living off the land. Back a long time ago, it feels like hundreds and like 600 years ago, and it feels like it was a difficult life, and you had a very large family. Nice. There was a very nice family that you had. I feel like you had like 8 or 9 kids. I also feel like you taught all of your children at home. Just like this beautiful, loving life. I feel like you have this strong maternal instinct because of this, and that you do love being a mother and nurturing younger souls, not just children, but like young adults. And I feel like that's beautiful. That you really had such a loving life, but you died young. I feel like you had a lot of children and you died in your like 50s. That's how it feels, because you didn't have great healthcare back then. It wasn't easy back then. And I also feel like you got sick, like one of those illnesses that killed off a whole village. Yeah, but you were a great mom, and it was like your greatest joy. And I feel like you came in this lifetime to have like, a big family, or to be like, to nurture children. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah.
Well, and look, Kelly's been so great. She's letting us know it resonates with her. It's all resonating. And I just think that's great. And it was great to get Kelly in too. We got those last 2 in here, and we're right at the end of our show, everyone. We want to thank all of you for coming so much. We will be here next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Please join us again. Kelly, it's great to see you. I'll be seeing you again too next week.
Yes. Have a great day, everybody, and see you guys next week. So excited.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Namaste.